We have an implant crown to restore today. Let's show you the workflow so that you can see what a custom abutment looks like and a custom implant crown. So we'll begin the way we always do in administration by designating the material that we will be milling with. Next, we'll check our models. 100% of the time we bring a model into design software, we're always going to edit it somewhat. Usually there's some artifacts or extra scan data that don't help us. They just get in the way. So we'll clean that up before proceeding. So one thing you're going to notice about our file is that there is an abutment seated on it. We'll see it here in just a moment, but I scanned this implant this morning with the scan post. I sent it off to Atlantis, and they designed a custom abutment and sent me back a core file, which is what you're seeing now. So the core file is nothing more than a designed custom abutment that is seated onto this virtual file. So before this implant piece even shows up to my office, we can design and manufacture our patient's crown. Makes the process go faster. It also gives us a really nice emergence profile, meaning the way the tooth will taper away from the implant is cleansable and is custom to our patient's mouth. So a lot of offices will use a stock abutment, which is not as desirable because it's a one-size-fits-all, and anytime you have a one-size-fits-all, it doesn't fit everyone the same. So we don't want that. We want it to be made specifically for you. So all these parameters are going to stay the same. We're going to lute this. We're not going to be bonding to titanium, so 80 micron spacer is plenty. We will check our positioning tab just to see approximately where it wants to put this thing. Alright, that looks pretty decent. We can make this a smidge taller. And then we'll edit element. It's going to give us a proposal so that those buccal cusps will be just a touch too tall. The software should handle most of that for us, and then we'll come in behind it to finish the design. All right. So we've got our proposal. Start by removing excess occlusion. We'll do that by making that upper arch visible and using it as a shield with this form remove tool so that we can paint away that hyperocclusion and get our double turquoise contacts just the way we like. Continue to modify here with that smooth tool, taking that down just a little bit. And then we'll come back for a shape circular to bring that up. So occlusion's looking pretty good. Let's check our contour. Do we love the shape of that crown and how it touches that tooth there? Do we like this contour? I think we could bolster it up some, improve that fit. Let's see what we can do here. So we've used shape circular to increase. Now we're gonna use our smooth tool to dial it back some. There we go. It's looking pretty good. Got a little red line there. That's just an artifact. It doesn't mean anything. This is all tissue contact. I'm not Not terribly concerned with that. We can turn our lower arch on and look at it. But I do want to keep that contour mostly regular so that it does not become a food trap. Let me taper it in just a little bit. This smooth tool. All right, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, so having to reach forward for that contact some, don't love that, but that is the position of the implant, so don't have a ton of choice there. You can see where that implant's quite a ways away from this neighboring tooth, so we're going to work with what we've got. But occlusion looks pretty good. Proximal contact looks sufficient. We may increase the size of this marginal ridge here. That looks better. May bring it up even just a touch more. Brought up that central groove, changed our occlusion some, that's fine. Go back this form remove tool and get rid of that. Pretty good. We've got that marginal ridge about the height it needs to be. Check our proximal contact. See, it's just a little over contoured after we increased that marginal ridge, so we'll smooth that back just a hair. Oh, I think that's looking pretty good. Decrease the strength slider there just a touch so we can come back through this marginal ridge and just make sure it's nice and rounded. All right, the last thing we have to check is the articulator. So we'll use this functionally generated path tool to make sure that her excursive interferences are not bumping into her new implant crown. The functionally generated path looks like a purple shield. So you'll see, there it is. It's like a big purple blob there that shows the jaw movement pattern when she's chewing. We can see that our tooth or our new crown is not penetrating that functionally generated path, so we should be in the clear in terms of that tooth fitting where it needs to go. Last thing we got to do is make an access hole. So let's put on our screw channel there. We can see where this thing's going to screw in. We're going to use a form remove tool. And we are going to cut away a hole until we can fit a driver through there. Yes. All right, I'll be in just a minute. All right, and there you have it. So we can look at our implant crown now. We can see where that screw hole is going to be. I'll finish the rest of that by hand after it comes out of the mill. We will then attach it to our custom abutment, which looks like this. And then we'll be able to screw the entire complex onto that implant, and this patient will be a lean, mean chewing machine. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you in the next one.